Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to the end credits of Grand Theft Auto 4. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 4. Yeah, a game that Grand Theft Auto aficionados just love to hate for some reason. The user score on Metacritic, I believe, is 7.5, which is pretty low, considering that the critics review places it at 98 out of 100. It's currently is still the highest rated game on Metacritic in history. At 98, nothing has beat it yet. I just checked it the other day. I don't think Grand Theft Auto 5 has beaten it yet. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is sitting at 97, so still the highest rating game for Xbox and PlayStation 3. On PC, I think it's Legends of Zelda or something like that. It's a little higher, so it's like second highest. But yeah, it's the critics just loved it. Users didn't like it so much. I read a lot of the reviews on Metacritic. I read a lot of them, a lot of bad reviews. That's what I do when I go to Metacritic. I don't read the good reviews. I don't need to be convinced how good a game. If I'm interested in a game, I don't need to be convinced how good it is. I always go to straight to the bad reviews and read what people are bitching about a game. And I read I don't know, maybe a dozen or so of the bad reviews, and I noticed a lot of the reviews focused on character and story, and I don't understand this at all. I thought that the characters and story in this game were immaculate. I think they were just I thought Nico and Roman were hilarious, and this is like the best storyline in a video game I've ever seen. Everyone knows me. I can't stand story in a video game. It just drives me nuts. To me, backstory is just something that gets in the way of the combat. It's like story, boring. But this time, I was totally gripped by the story, and I thought the characters were hilarious. Brucey was hilarious. Even the annoying characters were amusing. Like Manny and whatnot, and Bernie. I thought that I don't understand those criticisms at all. Combat was a little clunky. The cover system was a little clunky, but not. It didn't bother me to the point where I felt like I couldn't play the game. It wasn't nearly as clunky as Prototype, in which Prototype was the only game that actually you know forced me to rage quit a couple times because I was so pissed off at the clunky controls, and I wrote a big review on that on my website there. Yeah, that's the only game that really pissed me off so much with the controls. But this, no, I thought the gunplay was fantastic. I didn't use the cover system that much. There was times when it was actually really useful. Other times it was kind of like it didn't work. Like you're trying to do blind fire and you got your reticle targeted right on the enemy and you're shooting, and you got some kind of like clipping problem where the bullets are not going through the obstacle that you're trying to blind fire over, if you know what I mean. So that kind of bugged me sometimes, where you had to kind of like reposition yourself. you know Driving, a lot of people complained about the driving. I didn't find the driving any more difficult than, say, the original Gran Turismo, which driving was extremely difficult until you got used to it, until you learned how to drive. So I found it very similar to that, like rear engine cars spinning out easily and whatnot. I didn't find it. I like it. I like it challenging like that. I don't like driving to be too easy. I would have preferred more front engine cars, or like front wheel drive. Did I say rear engine? Yeah, rear wheel drive. Those cars spin out way too easy. I would have preferred more front wheel drive cars in this game. That would have made it the driving a little better. Also, like I've covered all these things at various spots throughout the walkthrough, but this is kind of like a summary of all the things I had to say about the game. The chase cam, the way the chase cam repeatedly dropped down below the bumper of the car, just that drove me crazy. I couldn't stand that, having to constantly use my mouse to readjust the chase cam so that I was kind of like flying behind the car so I could actually see the oncoming traffic. I don't know why the game developers insisted on doing like that. It's like, I don't know if it was intended to make the game more challenging, or they thought that that was like the default way, like that most drivers would like to have the chase cam. If so, they missed that completely. That's not an ideal chase cam. An ideal chase cam is probably like, like just above the car so that you can see over the car and see oncoming traffic, not like down behind the bumper of the car. That's ridiculous. So I thought that was ridiculous when I first started playing the game. It really bugged me, but I got used to it, having like readjust it, you know. So that is my only major gripe about the game. If they could fix that, this game would get a perfect 10 as far as I'm concerned. Maybe 9.7. Right now I would rate it a good solid 9. You know, maybe a 9.5. I have to think about this. I wish I had time to play it more, but I would rate it a 9. A good solid 9. Really a hell of a lot of fun. I thought it was just a fantastic game. I know a lot of you guys out there probably disagree with me. You're all saying, you know, San Andreas was way better. I actually have San Andreas. I tried it. I don't want to rag on it because I want to play it more extensively, but when I tried both of these, and I was trying to decide which walkthrough to do, because I knew I only had time to do one walkthrough before this other project that's coming up that I already had planned, and I decided to go with the game that I personally enjoyed playing more, and that was this one. You know, I definitely, like, by a country mile, I tried both of them. I said, okay, Grand Theft Auto 4, a hell of a lot more fun. I love the graphics. I love just the whole feel of the game. Love the storyline. Love the characters. You know, I just thought it was great. So I went with that. That was probably influenced by my abandoning Metro 2033, a game that I did not enjoy playing at all, and I had to abandon the walkthrough. So I said, from now on, I'm not going to play a game unless I really enjoy playing it. So that's why maybe that influenced my decision a little bit there. You know, yeah. So the user reviews for San Andreas are a lot higher than this game, but that has never deterred me. MajorSlackVideos was actually built, launched on a game in which the user reviews were abysmal, and that game is Far Cry 2. I think the user reviews is like, I don't know, something like 5.7 on Metacritic, 6.2, 5.7. It's just abysmal. Everybody like just hated that game. But I loved it, and the critics loved it, and as you all know, I did a complete walkthrough of that, 2 walkthroughs of that, and I wrote a whole series of articles on my website, How to Have Fun for Far Cry 2. So user reviews don't always scare me away from a game, you know, a little bit, but I'm not always like, you know, completely, how should we say, coerced by user reviews. So that is about it. That's all I got to say. I guess if you want to post your own review of Grand Theft Auto 4, now's the time to do it. Now that I finished the walkthrough, go ahead and bitch away. For the last video, you won't be deterring anybody from watching the walkthrough because this is the last video. Yeah, so yeah, go ahead. Next project, I have another walkthrough already planned. I'm working on it, and it should be coming up, hopefully, starting tomorrow. Right? I'm working on it. At the time of this recording, this is several days earlier, working on it hard, and hopefully I'll have the first video ready for tomorrow. And it's a brand new game, it's a new release, so I'm glad to get back to new releases. I'm really sorry that I couldn't do Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't have much faith in a PC version being released, really don't. But hey, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, who knows. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. I didn't actually record the entire roll of the credits because I was kind of pressed for time when I was recording the end of the game here, so sorry about that. So I'm just going to fade it out, and thank you very much for watching, and if you thought this video was remotely entertaining, hey, you know what to do. Please give the old Slackster a thumbs up. Alright, that's it. Slack is out.